Hey, hi, hello guys, and welcome back to the podcast. My name is Emmy Blue, and I hope wherever you are and whenever you're tuning in, I can help put a smile on your beautiful face. The past week has been eventful, to say the least. I was sat thinking, what am I going to talk about on this week's podcast episode? As the first one, I discussed puppy yoga. Second one, it was a little bit of like a catch up of where I'm at, waiting for results, and all that kind of thing. And I don't even know where to begin in describing the last week. Too many random events have happened for any of this to make sense. The entire week felt like some kind of weird fever dream. I thought I was hallucinating for half of it. It was very, very odd. But I went back to work, so I'm back working normal hours again, which is nice because my leave's finished. Now exams are over, so it felt really good to be back in work and just kind of get back into the flow of it. I didn't realise I'd kind of missed it a little bit until I got through the door and got into the swing of it. And we've got like a new way of approaching the customers, so it's a lot more interactive, a little bit more personal. Before we were still on like the robotic COVID terms, which was, it's a little bit awkward when you're serving people and face to face. It's not a nice system, but I'm so glad we've gone back to the pre-COVID cheery, happy customer interaction. Although my favourite part of my job is the staff food. The staff food is so good because you get an allowance and you basically just pick whatever you want on the menu that fits within that allowance. So you could get like, I don't know, you could get 2 sides and a drink, or you could get like a set meal on the menu. And I was like, I'm gonna push myself out of my comfort zone a little bit because I always got the same thing. I always got ramen. It was like this spicy beef ramen and the broth had chili oil in it, and it was so good. It's so nice. But I'm on a bit of a fish craze at the minute. I've really been enjoying mackerel, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to get the miso mackerel. And I think it's my new favourite thing on the menu. It was 10 out of 10. It was amazing. But when I was walking home from work, I was having a little bit of a panic because I had it in these little paper bags that we've got now for takeout food, in this little plastic Tupperware that you get. And it was pouring it down so badly that the paper bag was absolutely drenched. I didn't have room in my other bag to put my food in. So I was just clutching onto this bag that was like falling apart the more I tried to grab it because it was so wet. I'm thinking, if my mackerel falls on the floor, I'll be so sad. It'd be so sad. I can't say goodbye to my mackerel. I was so looking forward to that staff meal. So thankfully it made it home in one piece, which was nice. And I made it home in one piece too, which was just as nice. So that could have been disastrous. I also forgot how long it actually takes me to get to work. So I set off about 2 hours before my shift started, and I got there within half an hour. So I was just stood in the middle of like the I guess it's like a food complex square thing, and I was like, what do I do for an hour and a half before my shift starts? So I ended up going and sitting in a Starbucks and just scrolling through TikTok and different Instagram accounts and just watching the clock just tick bit by bit. I had no idea what to do with myself. I was always made sure I was in work with I like to be out on the floor with 5 minutes before my shift starts, so the manager can tell me what's going on. I know who's in. I can read through. We have a big booklet that tracks everything going on in the restaurant, so I have a bit of a read through it, see who's in, see where I am on the floor and what the vibe's like, and if there's certain things we need to push, and then I'm ready for them for when it starts. And I like to be in early and just say hi to everyone as well and start getting ready, get into the flow. There's nothing worse than if I've set off late or I'm not quite there as early as I wanted to be, and I come in rushing with 5 minutes before my shift starts, and I'm trying to find a little square to put my stuff in the staff room, and I'm cramming everything into this box and then running out onto the floor with 2 minutes before it starts. It's not a good way to start for me. I need a slow ease into everything, graceful, and take my time a little bit. So, at least I got that because I was there ridiculously early, but it was still nice. I actually haven't had a Starbucks in so long until that point. I used to get them all the time when I was in work, especially if I was on a split shift or a midday one where I'd start in the middle of the afternoon and finish late. I'd always go get more Starbucks and then chill and go to work. It felt like a nice little flow. But I hadn't had one in so long because I've not been in. And I mean, now we have other coffee shops on that square. I think there's 2 Starbucks now. There's one in the cinema and then there's a Costa. I don't really like Costa coffee, I'm going to be honest. I don't think the coffee tastes very nice. So I'm a little bit picky with my coffee. But when I had my Starbucks, I was like, I wasn't disappointed, but it didn't taste as nice as I remember it tasting. I was like, oh. But I've been on Dunkin' at the minute because I've been in Manchester, like the middle of Manchester more often. And where I get the bus, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. And where I like to go on my walk, I like to walk all the way through I like to get off the bus in like Ancoats and then walk through the Northern Quarter down past the Arndale where the Selfridges is, not like the Market Street way, and then go all the way down Deansgate and do like a loop and loop back around on myself. And that's like my little route. But I just like walking through the city centre and enjoying the buzz and the energy because I live in a very quiet little town where nothing happens. So it's very nice to be in. Well, there's a little bit more energy. So because there's a Dunkin' on that track, that's kind of been my go-to if I just want a quick coffee. But I've been trying out loads of different little spots in Manchester. I think my favourite one I've come across so far is Live Well, and that's on Stephenson Square, and that was amazing because I love like crystals and spirituality and stuff like that. And they've got a big wall of like crystals and pretty candles I have crystals in, and like tarot card themed ones. I just thought it was really cool. And they've got a big like neon LED sign as well. So I spent a lot of time in there, especially like May, June time when study leave started. I would just go get a coffee and just chill in Live Well, do some work, and spend ages in there actually. But they do a really good deal where it's like, I think it's a coffee and a cake for like a £5, which is great. So that makes me very happy. But I really liked Pollen too. I think I've talked about Pollen on the podcast last week. I really, really did like Pollen Bakery. It was so nice. I wanted to go for so long. I've been stalking their Instagram for ages, thinking I really want to go to this bakery. And I was going to go on a solo date. And then everyone's like, oh, we should meet up. I was like, right, okay, Pollen it is. But there's lots of new places popping up and around Manchester at the minute. I went out last night. Thought Friday night, may as well go enjoy myself a little bit. I go on a holiday next week, so I feel like because it's a weekend, I should really be kicking into holiday season for myself and just relaxing a little bit, getting into it. I mean, I know I'm working Sunday, but I really like it, so it doesn't really feel like it's not a difficult shift. It's a really, really nice shift, so it should be good fun. I feel like I'm starting to relax into the holiday now because it didn't feel like it was actually going to happen because we booked it weeks ago now. We wanted to book it and go in like the space of 2 weeks, but when we looked at the prices, it was cheaper to go later into the school holidays, which we thought was so strange because I thought it was strange because I expected school holidays. All the kids are off, like everyone's going on holiday. It's going to be super busy, super expensive. And it was on lots of like package holiday sites, and we kind of wanted a package to be easier, but it was so much cheaper and we looked like elsewhere, so we're like, whatever, we'll just do it like that. And I'm really looking forward to it now. So I'm off to Barcelona, fly out on Tuesday morning. Should be very exciting. I just can't wait to be in some sunshine. Like, to be honest though, because I've already been on a holiday this year. I went to Gran Canaria a couple months ago, I think. It was like June time, so May, June. Yeah, like 1.5, 2 months ago, I guess, from now. And that was amazing because it was so nice. It was so warm, but it wasn't too warm. Like, it was like a nice temperature. Like, it was hot, but not like unbearable heat. So it was really, really nice to just chill. I literally just laid by a pool for 5 days and just chilled out. It was really, really nice to relax. And I came back nice and tanned as well. The UV over there is no joke. It was like 9, like all day. It was crazy. So I felt so nice and bronzed. And I hope I get a nice top up on my tan when I go to Barcelona. But I don't expect to because it'll be mostly shaded because it's a city break. I feel like it's a different type of holiday. I'm going to be going around different buildings and it's not like lying on a beach in heat and just getting brown and sleeping all day. So anyway, I went to a place in Ancoats. I think it's just like, I guess technically it kind of still is Cutting Room Square, but it's just like behind the Halle. It's called a hip hop chip shop and the food was so good. it was so nice. I got this big bowl of, I didn't really want a full set main meal. The friend I went with got like a meal where it was curry battered fish and Bombay chips, Bombay fries, and he got like 2 little dipping pots of sauce. And it looks amazing when it came, but I couldn't decide. So I was like, I'll just get the sides and like the little small plates and try 2 of them. So I was really wanted the Bombay chips because they just sounded 10 out of 10 amazing. So I love Bombay potatoes, so why not in a chip form? And then I decided to go between, I was deciding between the halloumi fingers or the chili halloumi bites. And I think, well, I have halloumi fingers are like a halloumi stick, and I eat them more often than a human should. So I was like, you know what? We'll go with halloumi in a different form. We'll go with a halloumi bite. And I'm so glad I did because it was so nice. And the one thing, like, I love halloumi, but the only thing that bugs me about halloumi is when you let it cool and it goes, like, rubbery. It took me so long to eat all that food because you got so much of it. And not once did the halloumi go rubbery. It stayed, like, molten and all nice and soft. It was 10 out of 10 amazing. And we just sat and had a drink and some nice food and chilled and had a chat. It was really nice just to be out in the evening, because I haven't been out in the evening time for quite a while because I've been having calls for my course that's just finished. So it was a nice change to just get out for a little bit and relax into it. I'm really glad I did. So after that, we went for a bit of a walk, and we were walking down through the Northern Quarter. Just wanted to stretch our legs a bit because it was a lot of food. It was a lot of food, so I needed to just kind of go through my system. I just felt like I was going to fall into a food coma any second. And we ended up at a new shop that had just opened. It's like round the corner from where the Federal is in Northern Quarter, and they were having like a launch party, and that was really cool. And it was a bit like 80s roller disco and all these bright neon lights, and some of the staff were in roller skates and they got free drinks. So that was amazing. So we stayed there for a little bit, and then we decided to keep going on a walk because this food is not going for our system. We needed to stretch our legs a bit more, and we ended up going for a drink, and we did 2-for-1 margaritas in the Northern Quarter, which was really nice. So I had a really nice time. I hadn't been out in ages. Last time I went out for a drink was probably the weekend concert, which was in June, before I even finished college. So it's been a long time. It was really nice to be back out and enjoying myself a little bit more. So I'm feeling all relaxed and set and ready for my holiday now. I had a last minute panic shop on Thursday with my mum because I realised that I didn't have any pyjamas to take on holiday, because all my pyjamas are covered in paint and different kinds of fake tan or fluff. Yeah, they've just gone a little bit worn to death. So I was like, maybe I should go buy some new pyjamas. My friends think there's a demon calling out of the bathroom when we're getting ready for bed. So we ended up going to town and we made a bit of a day of it. We went to Primark to get all my essentials, little bits, and like baubles, new pair of pyjamas, Jaws clips, like all the random like little things you always need but are a pain to do the shop for. I hate shopping for bits like that. It's like a necessary evil. I love accessories though, so I don't get why I don't like it. Like, I love buying new clips, and I love the little, I don't know what they're called, but they're a bit like a clip. That doesn't really narrow it down. They like slide into your hair, and I've seen people use it to keep like their fringe out the way when they're doing the makeup. These little pink ones, they're so cute. I ordered some of them online. I ordered a pink set and this like marbly pink set that was shiny. They're so beautiful. So I can't wait to just sit and slide them in my hair. And honestly, sometimes I enjoy getting ready with a drink more than I do the event. There's something really fun about sitting on the floor with all my makeup around me in a giant circle and getting ready to go out for the evening. It's, you know, if you know, you know. It's a good experience. I like it. I'm definitely a floor makeup girly. I like to spread everything all over the place. Like, I like doing my makeup in the bathroom too, but I will float in and out of the bathroom and I keep walking around in circles when I'm trying to get stuff done. I don't know why. I just can't stay still at the bathroom mirror. It just doesn't work. And at a desk, dressing table, I always like knock stuff over, or I feel like I don't have enough room. So I'll put my makeup out. I've got a really nice like box that has like all these little cubicles on it that you stack all your makeup up and have it all on show. I got one of them for Christmas off my auntie and it's so cute. I love it to pieces. So I'll have that next to me, and then the hair stuff on one side, but then it just still, everything ends up scattered, even if I put it back. I'm trying to consciously put things back, I got them out. And then I feel like claustrophobic at the table, so I'm definitely a floor makeup person. I just take my big box and put it on the floor next to me and sit on a towel so I don't ruin the carpet and get ready. I used to have a big light as well, like a big ring light, and I'll plug that in and put that next to me too, because the lighting is absolutely horrendous when I do my makeup. It's so bad. I used to use my phone light, and then my phone would be almost dead because I'd been shining it in my face trying to get ready. I had to wait for it to charge, so it was a bit of a pain. So I ended up getting all the little mini bits I needed to go on holiday, and then we went for a drink in all bar one and some nibbles, some karage sticky chicken. I hope I'm saying that right. It's like karage sticky chicken. Oh, it was so nice. So nice. The sticky chicken. I don't know what it is they put on it that makes it taste that good, but they put it with like this, I think it's like chili jam almost, like they put in the middle. It's amazing. It's so nice. I could eat it forever. I think, you know, people say, oh, if you eat one food for the rest of your life, what would you pick? That would be up there. It'd be a contender because it's so good. It's so good. So it was really nice to get on Thursday too. But it's been a bit of a busy week, but nothing has been as crazy as what happened last Saturday. So technically it would have been a week ago now because I'm filming this on a Saturday. But it was that ridiculous that I thought I can't not include it in the podcast because I didn't know what to do. I was sat in my living room watching Love Island. Like, my parents had gone out, it was just me in. Ordered myself a takeout, got all comfy and was like, okay, Love Island time, chill out time. My course I'm doing with uni had literally just finished that night. It was the end celebration. So I was in a really good mood, I was dead excited. And I'm sat down, starting to relax into the evening, and there's just this big white smudge out the corner of my eye, going past the window back and forth. And I thought it was the reflection of something, because there's a big glass door in front of it. I was like, maybe it's just, I don't know, a new ornament or something that I've not noticed, or a new candle, and I'm just, the reflection's catching in the corner of my eye. But it would have been a hell of a candle because it was quite a big smudge. So I just tried to ignore it, and then there was another one. So I turn around and I stand up and I'm looking out the window, and there's these two massive goats stood in the garden staring at me, and I didn't really know how to react. I was so confused. Like, I was thinking, how did they get in? Why are they in my garden? Where did these goats come from? How did they end up here? I was panicking, thinking that I hadn't locked the gates on the house, and I'm usually quite thorough when I'm double checking things like that. So I'm thinking, how have they managed, like, have they broken the fence, have they broken the gate, did they come in through the neighbour's garden and jump over the fence? So I ended up going to the conservatory and looking out, and these goats there was two of them, and they kept running around the garden, and they looked so panicked and so scared, but so was I. Didn't know what to do. And I guess goats are kind of cute, but not when they're staring into you, so the eyes kind of scare me a little bit. So I ended up FaceTiming my brother, because I didn't know who else to call, and he didn't believe me. So I had to show him on the phone these two goats stood in the garden. So he ended up coming over and sorting it out for me, which was nice of him. But it was very, very strange. When we got outside, the goats came back round through the front garden, they run up the road, and I ended up following him, and he thought that, like, maybe because there's a lot of farms up near where we live, and some people have there's like a huge farm at the very, very top of the hill, and then there's a couple little ones, and there's a guy who owns like a chicken pen, and then his goat pen is separated further up. So we assume that's where they'd come from. So, because they looked scared when they saw us, but they just like to follow people around. So we think they were just a little bit lost and looking for guidance of where to go and what to do. So he ends up leading the goats. He becomes the goat whisperer. He's one with the goats, and he leads them across the road back into the fields. And this lady drives past and stops and says out the window, she's like, "Are they your goats?" And he was just thinking, no, I'm not. I don't own goats. They're not my goats. They're just goats. I don't know where they've come from. you don't know why they're here. So it was kind of crazy. It was a very interesting way to start the weekend, shall we say. But next week's podcast might be a little bit strange in terms of how I end up recording it and uploading it, because I'm going to be on holiday. I'm either going to have to do everything on Monday, or I'm going to record little snippets as I go through the week and then just edit everything when I get back and upload it. So it might be a little bit different than usual, but it should still be good fun. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening on today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you want to hear more from me in the week, then please check out my Instagram and my TikTok, both at Emmy Blue Films. I upload on there quite regularly, especially on my TikTok account. So if you're interested, please give it a look. Share something that made you smile today with the hashtag I'm feeling smiley today, Emmy. I hope you have a lovely week. So thank you so much, guys, and I will see you next week.